Okay, so they put out propaganda.
They put out
Who
propaganda
puts out
against
propaganda?
the United Fruit and British
To what
Petroleum
end? And what were they propagandizing? What were they saying?
to take out the presidents of Iran.
Because they wouldn't do what?
Well, Iran wanted more than 10%. The president of Iran wanted more than 10% of the oil revenue, and the president of Guatemala wanted the land that United Fruit wasn't using, that they were let vacant to keep prices up. They took them out, and they're trying to take the president of Syria, Assad, out because I don't know. They've had first they said that uh, that some boys were roughed up by the police. That was the first reason. Then they said that there was on a demonstration that Assad's been shot at the demonstrators, and then they said that he used gas on his own people. This is all propaganda. He did not do it. Um, if anybody did it, it was the Sunnis who want to take over. The Sunnis are the majority of the population of Syria, and they want and have wanted to take over Syria. The United States has been backing them, and this is the reason that we have all this chaos in the Mideast. There's more refugees uh, than after the Second World War because of what Obama's administration did. And Hillary would have just been a continuation of that administration. Yet we have all these liberals crying, Robert De Niro and Meryl Streep and all of them, all crying because Hillary lost. Hillary lost. And you also Benghazi, she let the ambassador of Benghazi get killed. She let those men get shot up trying to defend the people over there. And they didn't even go in to help them. And they were the
In case you weren't paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, Tamara just described treason. Hillary committed treason by allowing that ambassador to get slaughtered. That was treason. And she's walking around, said to be free. I
She
don't
also
know.
took a lot of money from the Saudis, she was exonerated by that FBI director Comey. She was exonerated.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Who who has the authority to exonerate at that level? Who has the authority?
Well, I guess he did. He was the director of the
No,
FBI.
no. He has to follow orders from somewhere. Who was his who? What was he relying on to be able to say to someone like Hillary Clinton, "Oh, we're going to give you a pass because blah blah. I say so." And where does he get that authority to do that?
Oh, he's the director of the FBI. He has authority.
Well, who gave it to him?
I don't know. Who gives them authority to the FBI? They've always had authority.
Uh huh. Well, isn't it the people?
Well, the people can't really do anything about that right now. But there's nothing they can do. I mean,
No, there isn't, is there?
no.
That's the point. If you want to take the propagandic slant on it, it's like, well, we're going to show you this terrible shit that there's nothing you can do about it. You're fucked.
No, because no law. They, like I said, the judges and unelected officials and all this, uh, they don't have to go by the law.
And
There's
why don't
nothing
they?
anybody they
And why don't they have to go by the law, Tamara?
because that's the way the government was set up. They are complete tyranny. It's a complete oligarchy. They're
Well, wait a
tyranny.
minute. Let's stop there for just a sec. Now, they don't go by the law,
They
right?
make their own
They
law
make their own law. To what purpose? Why do they make their own law? Why do they think they have to make their own law?
for their own benefit,
For their own benefit
so they can take bribes
and
and
take bribes and all of that, right?
yeah, keep evidence out.
Keep
And
evidence out. So you're talking about a completely corrupt situation.
yes, and there's nothing that people can do
And you
about
go
it.
back to the phrase, and I think this, I'm kind of considering this to be propaganda. Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Well, of course it does. That's its purpose.
The only way I can see that and it may take years, it may take 20 years, but if enough people know about it and spread the word about it, enough people know about it, at least they can take control at the jury level. At least that.
So you're saying now, would you say, and this is one of my favorite all-time films about jurisprudence, is 12 Angry Men with Fonda and Lee J. Cobb and a couple of other brilliant cats. Uh, and are you talking about that?
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch that. I've sat on a couple of
We'll watch it.
juries.
We'll watch it. You haven't seen 12 Angry Men?
I've seen it, but I didn't really get that much out of it as you did. I sat on a couple of juries, and I know that one or two people can control a jury.
Have any of you out there ever controlled a jury? That would be a good
Yes,
question.
I have. I have. I've
So have
controlled a
I.
couple of juries.
I got I did business with a survey company down near the airport, and these cats were kind of mystical the way that they ran that thing. They get people from quite a few different angles come into these conferences, and like I think there were like I want to say maybe 25 people in this room, and we were looking at various products and cases and this, that, and the other. And it was like these think tanks you hear about how people think. And not that we were that high level or anything like that, but they were relying on our information on how to guide them in. There were some choices on this case that we were looking at that were pretty interesting.
Well, I was on a couple of juries, and we went into the jury room. Everybody was just, they didn't know anything. They had no idea what to go. And I pointed out a lot of things that I got out of it and said the guy's innocent. Only one woman held out, and she held out quite a bit until the end, but she didn't want to stay there through Christmas, so she
What
gave
was
in. No, she
Hmm.
gave in. And the other one was another guy was with me
Well,
too
wait a
on
minute
the
now.
other one.
Now there was one juror that gave in because she didn't want to be stuck there over Christmas. Is that
Yeah,
accurate?
she was an elderly lady, I think an elderly Jewish lady, and she felt the guy was guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one juror to 11 innocent, and she held out till the end
Got closer
there.
to Christmas.
Yeah, she,
Needs to be must. Needs to be must.
um, and the other one, there was one other man there, an elderly man, who
Sunflower
felt
seeds
the same way
roasted
against for the juror,
with a
and
little Himalayan salt.
yeah,
Very tasty.
and we pretty
Chili.
much that was easy. The whole jury went with what we thought. So in my experience, I would love to do jury duty, but I'm just not able. I can't keep up with the things I have to do now with feeding 4 chickens, 4 ducks, and a dog, and taking
Five,
care of the
five.
house. 5 ducks and 5 chickens, and cooking dinner, doing the shopping, and taking care of my wildlife. And I can't do it. But I would do it if I could
What?
do jury duty.
Mm.
I'm just not
To
able.
what end? To what end?
Because I think that people in the know are the only ones that can
Okay, hold up, hold up,
can
hold up, hold up, hold up.